Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanallah, did you know that Suhail ibn Amr was one of those individuals that accepted Islam right at the end, subhanallah, after the conquest of Mecca? His family was absolutely amazing. His entire clan, they embraced Islam early on. His sons, you have Abdullah and Abu Jandal, two amazing individuals that you will learn from the seerah. Abdullah accepts Islam at a very early stage, subhanallah, and his brother, both of them were teenagers. Abu Jandal was younger, Abdullah was slightly older, approximately 3 to 4 or 5 years older than one another. And of course, Abu Jandal follows his older brother, whatever he does, and he accepts Islam, but he keeps his hidden. Abdullah, he lets his father know, and that's when the torture starts, subhanallah. He's imprisoned in his own house. Eventually, he tells his father that, look, I denounce Islam, it's okay, I don't believe in Islam anymore. And, he is freed and he's allowed to roam around with ease, in Mecca. During the battle of Badr, Allahu Akbar, absolutely spectacular. What he does, he walks up, he gets up and he walks casually, he strolls to the other side, to the Muslim side, and he turns around and he accepts Islam, subhanallah, and he fights with the Prophet ﷺ against his own family, Allahu Akbar. Abu Jandal, of course, at that time, he does not. But what happens, the father, Suhail ibn Amrand, a politician, a spokesman for the Quraysh, an individual that Quraysh held him at a really high esteem, he realizes that Abdullah has accepted Islam. I'm not going to allow another son of mine, I'm not going to lose another child. So what does he do? He imprisons him. Abu Jandal, of course, at that time was imprisoned, radiallahu anhu. It's all the way to Hudaybiyah. At the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, subhanallah, we're getting close to the conquest of Mecca. At the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, what happens? After the treaty was written down, if anyone accepts Islam from Mecca, they are to be returned back to Mecca. The Muslims are not allowed to keep them in Medina, subhanallah. That's when Abu Jandal, radiallahu anhu, in chains, subhanallah, literally escapes from the dungeon. He comes to the Muslims and says, oh Muslims, I am here, subhanallah, are you going to protect me today from my father who's persecuted me, who's imprisoned me, who's tortured me, subhanallah? And they could see the difficulties that he was going through. But that's when Suhail ibn Amr says that if you do not accept this person, then this whole treaty is null and void. We will not accept it. The Prophet ﷺ, you find out from the seerah that this is probably one of those instances that the Prophet ﷺ pleads and he says, let me just have him, subhanallah. Let me take him. I'll give you what you want. And Suhail ibn Amr refuses to accept that because this is personal. This is his only child. This is his second child from his sons that has accepted, subhanallah. He refuses to accept, subhanallah. You'll find out that very soon afterwards, Suhail ibn Amr embraces Islam. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, subhanallah, he says, at the conquest of Mecca, at the farewell Hajj, I see Suhail ibn Amr. He, subhanallah, brings the animal that is to be sacrificed for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's like a little child helping and supporting a parent. He says, not, he goes to the extent that I saw Suhail ibn Amr waiting for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's hair to be cut. He sees the hair that is, subhanallah, shaved from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's head, and Suhail ibn Amr picks those hair clippings off the floor and he puts it to his eyes and he's like in tears and he says, oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, forgive me. Subhanallah, how he was at one stage and how he becomes. He is one of those leaders, subhanallah, that when the Prophet ﷺ passes away in Medina, we have Abu Bakr consoling and letting all the people know that if you're supporting Allah, if you're worshipping Allah, Allah is ever living. He does the same thing, subhanallah, in Makkah, Suhail ibn Amr. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honors and respects him, Allahu Akbar. These are individuals that did not lose hope. No matter how many sins you commit, subhanAllah, my brothers, my sisters, it's okay. Allah can forgive you. All you've got to do is put your hand up and ask for forgiveness, and Allah will do the rest, inshallah. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.